In a time of lies, being honest is criminal. Even sharing good news is a sin to those with a downright dirty and dishonest agenda. So I think it's time to sin a little because I have some great news. Welcome, Slayer Nation. It is another incredible day at George the Giant Slayer, and I hope all of you are doing well and having a fantastic weekend. You know, Amazon has spent the last 5 years retrofitting their company in order to turn a profit from vilifying a maestro of mythology. They are dedicating $1 billion in order to disrespect J.R.R. Tolkien. And by everything that they've showed us from all the character images in the trailer, which I'm going to review soon, they're doing their job. I mean, the series comes off like poorly written online fan fiction, and there's some really good stuff out there. They brought in expert activists from around the world, from Scotland to Tinseltown to Washington, D.C. But these people, they mainline malignancy in order to fuel hate, to further division. They will not win, because now is the time to stand up for Tolkien. And I have some good news. Proof that love does conquer hate. There's a Bounding in the Comics article which distills it down perfectly. But before we get into that, if you're one of the people that hasn't subscribed yet, take a moment. It's just a minute and push the subscription button down below and invite your family and friends to join the conversation at Slayer Nation, whether it's about Hollywood or a pop culture story or Tolkien that we all love. We're going to have some fun and you're going to be informed. Now, this Bounding in the Comics article is about Marvel comic artist Bill Sienkiewicz. He worked on New Mutants and Moon Knight. He's having a conversation with his good friend, ElfQuest creator Wendy Pini. They're talking on Facebook, and he's talking about the mandated push by corporations for inclusivity and diversity. But he's not talking about it like how it's authentic and organic. He's like they're pushing it in and shoehorning it everywhere where it doesn't fit. They're not actually respecting and honoring people of other cultures and ethnicities by creating new worlds and new stories from their own mythologies. They're trying to strip mine legendary heroes and heroines or literary artists like Tolkien and their worlds and shove people in. So here's a piece from the article. Sienkiewicz stated, "I understand that so many young women and people of color want to see themselves represented in their entertainment. But I honestly feel that what I would love to see is stories written that do that from the ground up, not retrofitting and reimagining something to suit the current political climate. It's like saying all this pine should really be oak. Fucking pine." He's got a point there. You know what's odd about Sienkiewicz? If his old self from 4 years ago were to time travel and meet him today, he'd throw mud at himself. It'd be like throwing mud in a mirror. He was a radical activist who used to take down, accuse, and criticize anyone in the comics community who would say, "Hey, can you please respect, regard, and revere our legendary heroes and heroines, whether it's Superman or Hawkman, Flash, or Green Lantern?" It's like, please, if you want to include new characters, that's fine. Either create new storylines, actually respect the people that you're saying you want to, elevate those cultures that you wish to, but either do it properly by honoring the history or create a new future and build something positive. And he would attack anyone who said that. Now he's fighting against Amazon Prime's The Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power series, because that's exactly what they're doing. And here, Wendy Pini, the ElfQuest creator, talks about what inspired her. Quote, "But back in the mid-70s, you want to know why I created a tribe of dark-skinned elves? For the beauty. Prior to starting my career in the independent comics movement, I had been a semi-professional belly dancer. Interesting. I saw beauties, male and female, of every exotic hue, and my artist's eye reveled at how the radiant colors of their dance costumes glowed against golden brown skin. I used to design dance costumes for my own belly dancing teacher who had a distinct Middle Eastern flair. That's why I needed elves of color, because artistically I couldn't do without them." That's simple, straightforward, and to the point. She saw something which touched her heart, inspired her, and she visualized it and brought it to life. That's authentic. That's organic. That's why her series is successful. Because even when you don't know anything about a particular story or series or a film, the back of your mind, your subconscious does, that lizard brain, which says, this feels true. This feels honest. It's like your spine. You can feel it where it goes up. Someone's lying. It tingles on the back of your head. Sienkiewicz ends by saying, quote, no one wins. They're not the creators nor the fans. It's coldly strip mining and monetizing everything that means anything to people. I fear that's what is happening with so much of what we love these days. And like everything, it's dividing us. When, as I remember it, how it was and still should be, it should unite us. He's absolutely right. Absolutely spot on. Amazon right now is suffering from whiplash. Why? Because they thought they were just going to roll over everyone. They were going to put out their trailer, their teasers. They had already pre-peppered the ground with all their journalist activists, getting critics to squash every fan under their heels, to say either shut up or we're going to name you every ist and phobe of every variety and every failed person in history. But that's not what happened. What happened was that every Tolkien fan from around the world who was inspired by his sublime poetry and the vision of his symphony, his flame imperishable, they were all moved. Every color, every creed, every race, every ethnicity, every man and woman came together in one united voice, saying, you cannot pass. Period. Now, we're all standing up and fighting for Tolkien. We are going to win. Amazon doesn't realize this yet, but they have already lost. You're going to say, George, come on. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, the world's middleman, and Bezos is even richer. You know what? How many shows and franchises have fallen regardless of how much money they had? Truth always out. Truth always wins. It sometimes takes a while. Amazon, do you think they're acting like a winner right now with their Rings of Power series? Have you seen all the articles? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you. But have you seen them? They're acting like a temper tantrum toddler. That's not how winners behave. Winners don't whine. You know why? Because they just don't have the time. Amazon is not acting like the champion who just got up from winning a hand of cards or winning a race or an ideological debate. They're throwing fits. They're standing up and knocking the table over. They're not tipping their hat and going, thank you, good luck, God bless, live a long life, I'll see you later. That's what people with a shred of self-esteem or a centimeter of confidence or character do. Let's see, when titans have already been felled and they can't stop their slow motion fall to the ground, they go insane. Now, remember, never bow down, never bend the knee. Firmly, defiant, step up, stand tall, and get busy living your best life now. Always forward.